Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. Today I want to show you a dish which is Russian, and you can use it for breakfast, for a snack, for a dinner. It's very versatile, and it's called blini. So blini are kind of similar to a French crepe, and they are really yummy, really quick to make, and tonight I'm making up a batch to bring to work with me for a birthday party. So you're joining me in my kitchen again today, and the only ingredients that you're going to need for this are flour, tiny bit of sugar, some milk, one egg, a pinch of salt, and oil to fry on. They're going to fry these crepes, so you can use a frying pan on your stovetop, but what I use is actually a griddle, and I'll show you that. And this way I can make two at a time instead of one at a time, so it makes the process go a little faster. So this is a really yummy kind of convenience food, and I apologize for the lighting. It's like daytime, but it's rainy and really dark outside, and the lighting in my kitchen is not really the best lighting in the world. So work with what we've got, and let's get to making the batter. So I'll show you how to make the batter, how to fry them, and then what kind of fillings or toppings you can use with them. It's so yummy. Alright guys, well let's get cooking. And it's always a good idea in the kitchen to pull your hair out of the way, especially if you're going to be cooking for others. So my hair is tied back, and now I'm going to be adding the flour to the bowl with the milk, egg, sugar, and salt. And there really are no set number of amounts, I should say, of milk and the flour. It's just kind of eyeballing it, and I'll show you what I mean. You just kind of go as is, but a general rule of thumb, I guess you can say, is that you want double the milk as you put in flour, because this will be a fairly liquidy type of batter. Alright, so now I'm adding flour to my bowl, and I'm doing it right out of the bag. You can see I'm really not measuring anything, because I can always add more milk and then more flour and back and forth like that. Alright, so I'm going to whisk this up. Let me lower my angle here so you can kind of see what's going on in the bowl. Okay. So you can see this is not like a regular pancake batter that would be thick. This is pretty watery, which is exactly what we want. So this is actually, looks perfect to me. But I think that I might need more milk and flour, just because I'm making blini for the women that I work with tonight. So there are 10, 12 people, and you figure make 2 or 3 for everyone and then leave some for my family at home. I need to make, I don't know, about 30 or 40 of them. So I need more batter. Alright, so I'm going to, again, add more milk. And you can see that's how much I used already. I was already about that much out of it. Just show from the top, I guess about that much out. So not quite a container of milk. And then adding more flour on top of that again, kind of eyeballing it. And then mixing it all up. And a full bowl should probably be enough, and if it's not, because I'm running out of room, I'll just whip up another batch. And you see, for all of this, you really only need 1 egg, and a lot of people don't even put the egg in it. I do. Adds a little tiny bit of protein, and it helps it fry nicely. Alright, so you can see again my consistency, very liquidy. Alright, so now to cook these, I'm going to use this griddle. So I'm going to plug this in, and then I will show you how they look while they're cooking. So a funny little thing about blini, or one is called a blin, is kind of equivalent to the English fudge. Instead of saying another bad F word. So there's a similar word in Russian. So instead of saying bleh, you can say blin, which is kind of like the same thing as fudge. So yeah, all right, the same, but not really the same. It's a different food. It's still about food, and it's a nice way to say a bad word. All right, so I'm letting my griddle here warm up, and I cook everything on olive oil. So I have this little olive oil mister that I can just spray right on, and that will give me just enough oil to cook on without overdoing it, because if you make this in a frying pan and you add oil, you can almost accidentally deep fry these, and that's definitely not what we're going for here. So if you want to make this healthier, you can use dark whole wheat flour. For this recipe, since I'm like making it not just for me, but also for a lot of other people, I just use white flour, and so whatever. This is the original recipe, and a lot of people don't really like it with dark flour. I'm a fan of it, but if you're showing something for the first time, I recommend doing it with a white flour, because that is the original recipe and the original taste, and then people can change it after that however they like. So we want our griddles to be really good and hot, so I have the oil on it and I kind of feel it, and I have it turned up to the highest setting, but it doesn't quite seem like it's hot enough yet. And then also I'm going to be using a ladle to pour my batter out with, and whoops, throwing things, and a spatula to flip them. So once this heats up, you'll see the process goes actually very quickly. See, as I'm pouring, you'll be able to see how the consistency of my batter is. So, sounds good. And we try to try to make these round and uniform. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect, but they should be round. And that's why it's nice to do it in a frying pan, because you're guaranteed to get that round shape. But I'm just kind of freehanding it here, trying to get them about the same size, kind of round. But you know what? If they're not, it's okay. Can get creative with it. But classically, blini should be round. And I guess you can use the same batter and buy a crepe maker. They sell them online. I haven't seen them in stores, but I know they sell them online. But why buy another appliance when I have this and it works, and I'm capable of doing without an appliance, as I have so many appliances that are in the cabinets that never ever get used because you just don't need them. All right, so now let me show you what's going on here. So you can see how it was white, and now they're kind of turning like a yellowish color and getting translucent. So it's actually just about time to peek and flip them over. So come down here again, and you can see that the edges are getting golden. So I'm going to take my spatula and flip, and you can see they're just gorgeous on the other side. You can use your fingers to help you out. Wash your hands, of course, before you cook anything. So you can see that took just seconds on one side to get that gorgeous golden honeycomb kind of look. So we'll let them cook for another just a few seconds. And these are basically done. So I'm going to grab a plate. So blini is a really popular breakfast food, and if you're having this for breakfast, you can put any kind of sweets, really. So you can use jam, you can use honey. It's delicious. You can put some sugar and lemon juice. That's one of my favorite ways. That's kind of another option you can do if you want something that's more savory instead of sweet. You can put sour cream on, and that's also really delicious. And then the classic Russian way would be to roll them up with caviar inside, which is my absolute favorite way to have blini. You can
make them savory for lunch by rolling up some cheese or meats and kind of melting everything inside until it's gooey and delicious. If you're making these for dinner, which is the style I'll be making, I'll show you the filling in the next video, and they're going to be with meat. And then we'll put sour cream on top of that, and they're just fabulous. So let's continue making blini, and then I will show you how to roll them up dinner style. Underside, and then hey, they'll be ready to go. So it's gonna keep going. So I guess we can say that I make 2 blin in just about 1 minute. So theoretically, this should take me less than a half an hour to make the amount that I want to make. So if you were making these for yourself or for breakfast, I guess you can eat like, well, who knows how much you can eat, but generally if I was making these for myself, I eat about 3 of them. So in like 3 minutes, you have 6 blin, you have a meal for 2 people, and you're good to go. Add an extra few minutes to just mix all of this up without the explanations. You're done. You have like a meal in 10 minutes. So these are done beautifully on the bottom, transferring them to my plate. All right, and now I'm going to just continue taping this, but I'm going to set my super speed so that you can just Blini is probably one of the most common and easiest to make Russian foods. So if you need to make some kind of international dish, this is a fabulous option.
Alright, so here is the after. I have a pile here of 30 blini, and now I'm going to show you how to eat one that you would have for breakfast or dessert. It's going to be one with sweet filling inside, and then in my next video I'll show you how to make a meat filling, but in this one we'll show you just the regular sweet blin. Alright, so I'm going to get some goodies out of the fridge and then I'll show you how one is eaten. Okay, so I've put one on my plate and I'm going to enjoy this in the French style where I'm just sprinkling just a little bit of sugar on top. And then on that I'm going to sprinkle some lemon juice so it's sweet and tart. So I have it folded in half already. I'll fold it in half again. And you can eat it like that. You can sprinkle some powdered sugar on the top. You can roll it up and put your filling inside and eat it to go, but I'm gonna have it like this with some tea. And alright, so I'm sitting at the table and I have my blin, and now I'll lower the angle. This is how I enjoy my blin. Perfection. Приятного аппетита. Alright guys, check out the next video for the recipe for the stuffing to make the dinner version, which will have a meat filling. Alright guys, thanks again for watching, and subscribe to see more videos, and have a great day. Mwah. I'm gonna keep enjoying this blin. Alright guys, see you later. Mwah. Bye bye.